Eso.
Getting enough rest. What time you going to sleep at night? You you need to put the phone down at this time, and just all that. Not really. Sometimes I go off of that, but.
Israel Madrimov. He is older than Canelo. He is coming up in weight. He is coming off a long layoff. I can't look at Canelo Williams' school.
Joe Rogan and Terence Crawford reacted to Canelo Alvarez's intense training video by saying that while his hard work is impressive, rest is just as important. They explain that a fighter needs both physical strength and mental focus to prepare for a big match, not just nonstop training.
Training, your technical training, everything's got to come together.
Everything. But when you, and it's crazy because in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah.
Canelo is training hard for his upcoming fight against Crawford, showing strong focus and determination. His moves clearly show how committed he is and that he's getting fully ready for the big fight.
There's just guys that just have preposterous power, and Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. You know that shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up for hooks?
Yeah.
And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him, hey, boom! Bro, he hits so hard.
Eso. Venga. 5, venga. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eso. Enjoy.
After Canelo Alvarez's recent win over Williams' Skull, many fans have started supporting him for the upcoming fight against Terence Crawford. They believe Canelo's momentum and experience give him an edge. Some also point out that Crawford is moving up in weight and is older than Canelo, which makes many people in the boxing world think Crawford has a tough challenge ahead.
Terence Crawford has had one fight above 147 pounds, and everyone, including Terence Crawford, will tell you that was not his finest performance against Israel Madrimov. He is older than Canelo. He is coming up in weight. He is coming off a long layoff. I can't look at Canelo Williams' school and say, you know what? Canelo is too far in a decline to beat Terence Crawford. Not until I've seen what Terence Crawford looks like at 168 pounds.
Yeah, same here. And even though we could see Canelo Alvarez diminishing, we're still going to favor him because he's been in there with the bigger, stronger men. Crawford's not going to be able to hurt him. Crawford will be able to pepper him up, win rounds. Like I tell you, I have an image of Canelo Alvarez after the fight. He's going to be bloodied and bruised because he's going to get pot-shotted. He's going to throw 2-3 punches, pepper him up, and then get an angle. Then once Canelo starts realizing I'm falling behind here or I'm getting hit too much, I gotta do something great, that's when Crawford's gonna have to get on his bike.
Despite the criticism and doubts, Terence Crawford stays confident. He sees the fight with Canelo as a chance to test himself and prove people wrong. Crawford says facing bigger opponents is nothing new for him, and he's ready to show that with heart, determination, and skill, he can overcome the size difference.
That's a fight because of the challenge. Yeah. I love the challenges, and I love the people that I hear him now. You too little. Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147, that weight too big. This and that. I can hear it now, and that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay. Let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic. If Canelo gets through Jamel and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah. But in my mind,
Rolly Romero admitted there's a clear weight difference between the two fighters, but still showed support for Crawford. He said that while size is important in boxing, Crawford's skill and determination shouldn't be ignored. Romero hopes Crawford can surprise everyone and beat Canelo because he sees something special in him.
Canelo. I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
Really? Yeah?
Now, I'll tell you like this, the weight division things, but I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
Why do you want to see Crawford beat the ish out of Canelo?
I just hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
Why? Like Canelo, is it because of the last fight? Like you haven't been a fan of Canelo, or like why? Like you like Crawford that much? Took your coffee.
What Canelo did on that day was disrespectful to boxing. It was just simply disrespectful to boxing in every way. Canelo.
Crawford's coach sent a clear message to Canelo saying it would be a big mistake to doubt Crawford's toughness. He talked about Crawford's courage and fighting spirit, warning that underestimating him could lead to a surprise in the ring. His words reminded everyone of how strong and determined Crawford has always been.
One thing about Crawford is he got guts. Them bums ain't have no guts. Them bums didn't want to win. Crawford want to win. That's it. It ain't about no belt. It ain't about nothing. You didn't sign the contract. We want to win, and he want to be the best, and he is the best. So that's what's going to be the difference. You know, Crawford got guts. He got a fighting spirit. So when you see Crawford, he going to go in there and get busy with Canelo. Don't you even doubt that. You understand? You ain't never seen Crawford stay on the back foot in no fight in his life. You understand? He the type of guy to go get you. So expect him to go get him. We going to do everything we can to him. We going to do whatever we got to do. But one thing you can expect is Crawford is going to step to him. Because you can't beat Canelo going on the back foot forever. You got to go get him. You got to do something. And he better know Crawford is coming.
Even though many people are focused on the weight difference, former NFL star Antonio Gates believes in Crawford's power and skills. He said Crawford's smart boxing style and technique give him a real chance to beat Canelo. Gates even called Crawford the best boxer in the world and predicted he would win the fight.
Terence Crawford, Canelo.
Yeah, I believe Terence Crawford is going to be in top shape, and I believe he's good enough to outpoint Canelo. But I believe the power would be a challenge, if you will. So I'm going to say Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford?
Because I think Terence Crawford is the best boxer in the world.
You got Bud Crawford and Canelo. They're slated to fight in September.
It's going to be an interesting fight. Honestly, it's kind of 50-50 in my opinion. Obviously, Canelo's got the weight and natural size advantage, but Bud's very technically skilled and sharp. Yeah. So it's going to be a good fight.
As excitement grows, Canelo showed respect for Crawford's achievements and didn't rule out the fight. He said, "You never know, maybe one day I wake up and want to fight that guy." This showed Canelo's calm confidence and respect for Crawford, while also reminding everyone why he's one of the top fighters in the sport.
I fight with everybody, with every champion, with all the best out there, and when somebody approach you like that and call you out like that, you don't need to give them money. So, and like I say, I can do whatever I want now, and just I don't like that way he approached.
Do you think Terence Crawford is approaching you in the proper way?
I think he's wanted the fight and doing respectful, you know. I want Canelo. No, nothing bad, saying bad things about me or whatever, no. But like I say, you never know too. Maybe someday I wake up and I say I want to beat that guy, right?
Yeah, and look, you've earned this. You've earned this right.
Yeah.
With all you've done for the sport, you're the face of boxing. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
And I understand you've earned this respect. So you give respect for everyone. You're a respectful guy, and you want respect back.
Yeah. I always respect my opponents and every.
Shakur Stevenson shared his thoughts on the fight, saying that in boxing, skill matters more than size. He believes Crawford has what it takes to beat Canelo. According to Stevenson, Crawford's skills can make up for any size difference, and he's confident that Crawford can win.
I'm like this nice because of Bud. Like, me truthfully, like, I done got better through the years. Like, not even just being in the ring with him, but even being outside the ring. Watching his demeanor, watching what he doing in his sparring, watching his training camp, how hard he trained. Like, dog, I owe Bud a lot, so I'll never even talk about too much sparring.
Yeah, I got you. Shakur, everybody just keeps saying, bro, he lighting the ass, the weight. I'm like, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
what do you
but
say about that?
I think skills pay the bills.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's not as little as people think. Like people think he like very small.
He cut weight to get to 147, 154.
Yes, he's not as small as like people think. It's just he look like it.
Yeah.
So like if you see him in
person
and he get on a scale or something, you wouldn't believe that's his weight.
I told somebody the other day he might get on the scale weighing like 166, 167 fighting Canelo, and people wouldn't believe how ripped up and cut up he'll still look. He won't look like he's overweight Terence Crawford. He gonna look like a solid Terence Crawford.
I think he beat Canelo though. I've been saying. I remember when he fought when they fought. Go watch an interview after the fight. I literally said I think Terence Crawford will beat Canelo.
Okay, I wouldn't say.
During his training camp, Terence Crawford has shown strong dedication, especially during leg workouts. He's been doing squats, lunges, and other tough exercises to build power and balance. This focus on fitness shows how seriously he's getting ready, knowing how big the challenge against Canelo is. Former world champion Andre Ward has shown support for Crawford, even with the weight difference. He praised Crawford's smart boxing style, ability to adjust, and strong mindset, saying these qualities give him a real chance to beat Canelo. Ward also pointed out that in boxing, mental strength can sometimes be more important than physical size.
I'm going with Terence Crawford, you know. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
While many still see Canelo as the favorite, his fight against William Skull raised some concerns. The match had a very low punch count, only 445 punches in 12 rounds, which showed a lack of energy and aggression from Canelo. Some critics worry this might be a sign that age and years in the ring are starting to catch up with him.
And after really the Triple G fight is when we've seen the slippage on Canelo. And over the last 2 years, it's been immediately apparent. It's been apparent straight away over the last 2 years. Canelo's feet have always been slow. He's always been very slow-footed. So when people are saying, oh, it looks like his legs are slowing down, yeah, they are. They've never been quick, but now they're even slower, which is a problem. And Jim Lampley on commentary on Friday night show was saying that one of Canelo's biggest strengths is his legs. It generates power and it helps with his punch resistance. Well, those legs are sliding and that power is diminishing. Canelo hasn't had a stoppage win now since he knocked out Plant in 2021. And yeah, he's dropped some of these guys, not been able to go through the gears. His gas tank, you can put that into question as well. And Canelo Alvarez, come July, be 35 years old. So he is, look, Canelo's been around so long and his real prime was in his mid-20s. So we associate Canelo, mid-20s to early 30s. So we kind of associate Canelo with that. I don't want to say ever young, but you know, he is still young, just not in boxing senses. But he's been around so long, 20 years a pro, and he's been at world levels for probably 15 of those. You're going to expect some slippage. And I think in this fight, an opponent, it was very negative, yes, but an opponent who Canelo Alvarez of 5 years ago would have handled.
On the other hand, Mikey Garcia thinks Canelo will win because of his natural size and strong punching power. He believes Canelo's strength could be too much for Crawford, especially if Crawford struggles to match his pace. Many people who value experience and power in big fights agree with Garcia's opinion.
I'm not even a fan of that fight. They're too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen. Now, Canelo is, fighting at 168. Crawford just moved up to 154, and he has some trouble with that in that fight. Now, where do you plan on going? 164, 65, 66? Yeah. Canelo ain't gonna come down to 160.
Yeah,
Canelo ain't gonna come down, maybe 166 max if he accepts.
Yeah.
I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size. Crawford's a better skill fighter. But the difference in size will be the deciding factor. And that's why I'm not even a fan of that fight. I think Crawford has accomplished everything he had to accomplish. from 140, 147, now 154. That's even greater for him. He wants to do something, collect belts at 154, he can attempt that. But there's no money in that compared to a Canelo fight. And Canelo is trying to fight other guys, and you know, at that point, it's more of a big fight, you know, for the money that's gonna generate. But as a fight fan, I'm not really a fan of that matchmaking. I'd rather see Canelo move up and fight somebody like Bitterbeef or Bivol again. Yeah. If he wanted to challenge himself, move up to 175 again, and challenge himself against those guys. Against those guys.
In his latest fight, Canelo threw only 152 punches, which is much less than what people expect from a fighter at his level. Critics pointed out that he didn't show much energy and started to question if he can still deal with fast fighters like Crawford. This has raised new concerns about Canelo's speed and stamina.
And it left us with the question, how much does Canelo actually have left in his pro career? The fight was finished, and then they brought Terence Crawford in the ring to announce that mega fight in September, and that leaves me with even more questions, and thank God they did that, because actually it gives us a few interesting talking points from this. Enough left. Well, you could argue Canelo got it tactically wrong tonight, because I just don't understand why he didn't use his jab more. I understand that he was conserving energy, he was patient, he was taking it slow. He doesn't lead off with the jab much anymore, Canelo. But really, the jab helps you bring your feet closer and bring them into range, so I don't understand why he wasn't jabbing more. It can't use that much extra energy for him to not be able to use his lead hand just a bit more in that fight. So that was a bit concerning, and you could maybe argue that he knows Crawford's ringside, he knows the fight is done for September. He maybe doesn't want to show him too much, or he wants to give him maybe false confidence or false hope. I don't think that's the case. I think you get rid of Skull if you can, and I'm just not sure Canelo is able to do it anymore at that level. Definitely good enough to beat a guy like Skull. Skull was clearly terrified of the power, but, you know, what does this mean for a fight like Crawford? Well, the first thing I noticed was, in the face-off, and I'm sure Crawford was wearing quite thick-soled trainers, as he quite often does, but the size difference didn't look that bad. It really didn't. Like, I thought...
After moving up to 154 pounds, Crawford won the WBO interim super welterweight title. While some noticed he doesn't hit as hard as he did at 147 pounds, his sharp skills and smart game plan are still very strong. His calm attitude and ability to change his strategy during a fight make him a tough opponent in any weight class.
You understand me? You see what that say? Jamel Charlo is the WBA junior middleweight champion in recess. Jamel Charlo is the WBC junior middleweight champion in recess. Nah, man. Virgil Ortiz Jr. is the WBC intern junior middleweight champion. Nah, man. So make it make sense. People got to make it make sense. Charlo's still a big dog there. Yeah, that's my camera behind me. Charlo's still a big dog there. So a lot of people need to get their facts straight. Understand? Opinions don't matter. It's all facts. No opinions. Sport podcast. And I'm always going to bring you the real, never the fake. And I'm never late on the news. You hear me? Get at me, man. Dollar.
As the excitement keeps building, the debate over Crawford versus Canelo stays split. Canelo's fans believe his power, experience, and size give him the edge, while Crawford's supporters point to his discipline, skill, and smart fighting style. Both fighters are highly respected, making this one of the most talked about possible matchups in boxing today. In the end, it might not be the weight that decides the winner, but the heart each fighter brings to the ring. With both sides fully focused and fans around the world watching, this fight could become a historic moment in boxing.
Be great. That'll be 3 times. If you go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo. 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights where he still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness. But I mean, he already done something that's never been done. Charlo don't want none of that smoke.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.